welcome to Valley Spotlight. I am Mike, and we will check in with Lauren in just a little bit. But I wanted to tell you that we are in Austintown Bounce, the brand new location with the owner, Bruce Shepis, who's been nice enough to let us come and hang out here today. Thank you so much for having us.
Well, thanks for coming out, Lauren and Mike. I appreciate you guys. It's always an honor to have Valley Spotlight at Austintown Bounce and our new location in the Austintown Plaza.
Yeah, I was going to say, before you were in the Plaza by Rulies, right?
Yes, we were there for about 12 years.
Okay, and now you've moved to this location. Tell people why.
Coincidentally, our lease was up, COVID shut us down, and we had already been in negotiations with the Austintown Plaza, thank God.
Yeah, really.
And during COVID, we used that time to build this. This was a huge investment on our behalf, mine and Harold Porter's, as well as the Austintown Plaza. And we're going to be here for the next 10 years. We're extremely excited. We're twice the size, twice the ceiling height, and we have twice the activities here to do compared to the old facility.
I was going to ask you, do you know how big this place is?
Yes, it's over 17,000 square feet.
Really?
Yes.
How about that? Have you been able to add new things because you have extra space?
We have. So we added a couple additional inflatables, a big giant 20-foot slide back there, which we had a huge demand for at the old facility. We just didn't have the ceiling height.
Okay.
We have a gigantic concession area compared to the old facility, as well as we've added something new called Create-A-Pet, Mike.
Okay.
Create-A-Pet. It's sort of like where you get a stuffed animal and the child gets to stuff it and build their own pet, so to speak.
I bet that's been very popular.
It has been. It's an add-on to the parties, or you can just walk in anytime, 7 days a week, and build one with your child.
Well, let's talk about parties for a second, because I think this time of year, when my son's got an October birthday, it's hard. You want to do something outside,
right,
but you're just not sure, so you want to set up a party, and you guys have a couple of party rooms that make it really easy for the folks, right?
We do have a couple much larger party rooms now. So we're in transition right now with the season. The rentals are still going, and they will until about October 31st, Halloween, and then they really die off.
Okay.
As long weather permitting. So feel free to call and rent. But the indoor facility opens 7 days a week with 2 giant party rooms. Absolutely, call now, but don't waste time. We are booking up quickly. People are calling a good month out in advance because there's only so many time slots available per day, and obviously Saturday and Sunday are our busiest days.
Yeah, and do you book it by the hour, or how does that work exactly?
So you get the party room for an hour and a half. However, you get to come into the facility as early as you would like, and after an hour and a half is up in the party room, stay until we close. You can leave and your guests can stay. We want you to enjoy and get the best value for your dollar.
And of course, when you do come in, like if you come in for the day without the party, are you here all day, or is there an hourly rate for that?
Sure. So we don't do the hourly rate thing like some other places. We're open 7 days a week. Please check out our website, austintownbounce.com, or our Facebook page for our hours and pricing. It's $10 on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Mike, you can stay as long as you like, from opening until close. And on the weekdays, which is normally around 3 p.m. to 8 p.m., it's $9 per child. But here's the best, Mike.
Okay.
Tuesday. We started this at the old facility, and it's $2 Tuesday.
$2 Tuesday.
And we were talking about getting rid of it, and we heard some complaints about it. And you know what? Harold and I got together and said, why not?
All right.
Let's do it. Let's do it for Austintown. $2 Tuesday, all year round.
All right, we're going to show you around the place today, and don't forget, if you're a parent and you're like, I don't want to sit there all day, they have an awesome lounge with a TV and the comfiest chairs and couches you'll ever want to see. So we'll show you around today and have a good time at Austintown Bounce. Still time to come out. They're open till 6 o'clock today. Now, let's check in with Lauren and see what her top story is for the day. Lauren?
Oh, Mike, you're going to have such a good time at Austintown Bounce. We've taken the kids. It's a good time, so just be careful. We don't want any bones broken on those things, that's for sure. We have quite a show, as you just mentioned, for everybody this weekend. I got a chance to meet one of the singularly most inspirational men I've ever met in my life, and he has a book, so we'll have details on that. And oh gosh, Mark and I, we head out to Molnar Farms, and we make these cobblers from the freshest ingredients. I mean, the smell in there when you walk into Molnar's this time of year is just amazing. So we're gonna take a look at some of those recipes. And it is the season to get things cleaned and ready for winter outside, which is why we're starting our very first story with a company called Roof Juice. And once you figure out where it came from and why it exists, you're gonna be blown away. Well, on this gorgeous Ohio fall day, we figured we would invite Greg Corson onto Valley Spotlight. Greg, nice to see you.
Nice to see you guys.
All right, let me just start with this for our folks at home. This man is a problem solver. Roof Juice is a problem-solving company.
Correct. Yep.
Where did it start, and what do you do? Because where you started and what you do now, a little bit different, right?
Correct. Yeah. So we started in the roofing industry,
Right.
and as I'm bidding out roofs in the roofing, I seen there was a problem where people are spending money replacing roofs prematurely. So I said, how can I solve a problem and save people money? Did some research and found out, hey, the shingle manufacturer actually wants you to clean your roofs. So we started cleaning roofs, and it saves people money, and it prolongs the life of your roof, and it gives you that new roof look without the new roof cost.
Without the new roof cost. So
Yes.
your phone was ringing for years, and you were seeing things that didn't necessarily have to be pulled down and redone.
Correct.
What
Yep.
were you seeing that you were like, if we could just take care of this, everything would be okay for a few more years or 5 more years? What were you seeing on the people's roofs?
Yeah, so we get a lot of calls. People say the roofs are old and wore out, and they have the black streaks, the algae, the green moss, the lichen growing on there, and they look at it, and from the ground, it looks wore out.
Yeah.
A lot of times you get up on there, the shingles are great. The granules are there. They're not cracking. They're not curling. They're not missing. A lot of times it's a simple replace some pipe sleeves, the seals on there, and clean the roof, and it's good as new. And you know, it can get you an extra 5 to 10 years of a roof.
That's a huge statement right there. So Roof Juice is now a reality because you figured out a way to use this truck, and there's lots of stuff going on this thing that you guys use to make sure that we have that extra 5 or 10 years, which is huge as a homeowner. So describe to me what the process is like, and this truck is a big deal.
Yeah, so what we do is we don't pressure wash roofs. We use a soft wash system. Pressure washing can cause damage, and it defeats the purpose of what we're trying to do. So we have a blend manifold in there. We can blend our chemicals all together on spot. You know, it's all custom blended for each roof, depending on how dirty it is, whether it's moss, just black streaks, whether we're gonna clean a house or gutters or concrete. We can custom blend our soaps, our detergents, and our chemicals to clean whatever surface needs to be cleaned to how dirty it is.
So you've been in business for 3 years now. What's the response been like? Because for me, before, you know, I have a new roof on a new house now, but for a long time, I was like putting off buying that new roof. So I can only imagine what it's been like.
The response has been amazing, honestly. It's been amazing. The customers have been, everyone's blown away happy. Because one, they're saving a lot of money, and two, they're getting their roof back to where it used to be in its new condition. And the biggest thing is they don't have to replace it. You know, and that's in a time like now with all the increases and the shortages, and it's a great time to get a roof washed and save yourself some money and put it toward your vacations or other improvements to the house.
I have to admit, the before and after photos they're just amazing, and it's not just shingle roofs that you guys do. You guys do the slate roofs too, right? Which are
slate and metal.
Still around here.
Oh yeah,
Slate and metal.
Yep, a lot of slate roofs around here. And to me, I love washing slate roofs. It's history. You know, they're historical. They're 100+ year old roofs, and they're beautiful. And they get dirty, and we can safely clean them without using pressure and bring them back to their original beauty.
I love it. I love it. For people that want to get this process started, this is the time of year to do it, right?
This is the best time of the year to do it. It's not too hot, not too cold. And then so not only are we gonna wash your roof, but you got eyes on your roof to make sure it's good for winter time, right?
Exactly.
You wanna get your roof inspected twice a year, the winter and then fall and spring.
Okay.
Before winter and after winter. That way if there's any leaks or broken pipe seals or missing shingles, you can get it fixed before the snow and ice fall and the spring rains.
You're catching problems before they're huge problems.
Exactly.
I like that. Give people the phone number or the website for people that want to get a hold of you, because I have to admit, our neighbors had you guys do their home, and they pay attention to detail, and they loved it. They loved it. So give them the phone number.
The best way to get a hold of us is our phone number is 330-240-0007, or our website is bestroofwash.com.
That was perfect. This is amazing. Thank you for being here, Greg, on Valley Spotlight.
Thanks for having us.
some of those before and after shots when you see people's roofs, it's amazing to me, and we really appreciate all the information. Don't hesitate to reach out. They'll call, they'll schedule you. And our next door neighbors had it done, and they were really, really happy with it. So that's like a side note on that. But we'll have more of Valley Spotlight right here from Bistro 1907 in just a moment. And you don't want to go anywhere because we're going out to Molnar Farms.
Whether it's dinner out with friends and family or your next catered event, Rachel's Restaurant in Austintown always makes it special and delicious. Award-winning cuisine, relaxing atmosphere, and so much more. Rachel's Restaurant, Austintown.
Hi, I'm Barbara Corcoran. Are you thinking of selling your home but you're not sure which agent to hire? You have a lot of choices, but really the choice is simple. Because there's only one agent I would trust to sell my home. Go to kellysoldit.com and check out Kelly Warren's guarantee to sell your home, or she will buy it. You can also find out how her marketing system creates demand and sells a home every 48 hours. Go to kellysoldit.com and get your home sold.
Welcome back to Valley Spotlight. We are at Austintown Bounce, or some people just call it Bounce, in its new location right here in the Austintown Plaza next to Planet Fitness. We're going to have a lot of fun today. I know Lauren had a lot of fun taping this one with Mark Canzonetta. Let's head into Pesto's Test Kitchen and hear about some very cool seasonal desserts.
We are moving the test kitchen, the Bistro 19 Test Kitchen.
Hi, Lauren.
Hi, Mark.
Hi, Rick. How are you doing, brother? Nice to see you.
We're out here at Molnar Farms. This is Rick Molnar. Thanks for being here.
Well, thanks for coming.
I was going to say, we're glad to be here. You've been talking about this for like months, weeks, when we were still first starting talking about this show. He's like, we got to go to Molnar.
I know. When I moved back into town, Rick was one of my first local crop partners, and we've been associated together since probably, 2008?
Yeah, it's been a while now.
It's 2008, so, I've used him in every restaurant I've been a part of, and now, at Bistro 1907, he's a proud partner with us there, and, it's peach season.
It is.
It is, yes.
It's peach season, so we're going to make some cobbler today.
You are always raving about any kind of dish with peaches in it.
I love peaches.
And people go crazy for Georgia peaches. But for
So
some
how
reason,
do
you think that these are just as good. So I
do.
want to know what the difference is between your peaches and everybody else's.
So I think the biggest difference between ours and Georgia's is just they're here. They don't have to come all the way from Georgia, so they don't have to be picked, 3 weeks away from being ready. We can pick them a couple days away from when they're ready, and they have more sugar. They've got more juice, more taste to them.
So we're actually getting a tree-ripened peach.
Yeah, you're getting
versus a peach that's ripened
in the
with
store,
maybe
ripened in the
ethylene
cooler.
gas in a warehouse.
Right, sure, absolutely.
Right. We don't want anything ripened with ethylene gas.
No, we don't want that.
You guys are going to make something fantastic.
We're going to make some. We're going to make some
You're
cobbler.
going to sponsor the ingredients.
Sure,
and you are going to make something.
So look at this beautiful
fantastic.
peach. So we're going to take this peach, and my pastry chef Amanda Chop, Amanda House too. Sorry, Amanda, helped me prepare this. So we're going to take the peaches. We're going to blanch them. We're going to peel the skins. And so once we peel the skins, we're going to take them and slice them. We're going to put them into the bowl. And look at those gorgeous colors.
Aren't you so proud
I mean,
of yourself?
you just want to do that now. So we're going to take some lemon juice because with peaches they have a tendency to turn a little bit brown on you. A little bit of lemon juice, some ground cinnamon, a little bit of ground cinnamon. We're going to take some cornstarch because cornstarch in the cobbler is going to be the binder. It's going to make that little bubbly, happy gel inside of that cobbler. So we're going to take some cornstarch.
That's our support.
Yep. We're going to take a little bit of sugar in the raw because I love the natural caramel, the unrefined sugar to work with this. And we're just going to mix these up and make them happy. And I like to make peaches happy.
I know.
So we're going to take this, mix it up real nice. We're going to take these beautiful crocks that we have, and we're going to dump these into the crock.
That's so simple.
Very simple so far, very simple. And cobbler is simple. And the next part, we're going to make the crumb. Rick, if you could take that for me.
Sure.
So we have a combination of a little bit of sugar, a little bit of salt. We're making a quick, simple dough. Sugar, salt, baking powder, butter, a little bit of water to bring it together. And then this is just really quick and simple. We're going to mash the butter into the flour. just like this.
You just mash it. You're not going to have like a handheld mixer.
No, you don't want to do that, because what you're going to do is you're going to overwork the flour, and you're going to make more of a dough, and this is a crumb. If you overwork that, it's going to be very tough and chewy, because what you're doing is flour has a protein in it called gluten, and once you overwork that gluten, it's going to be very, very tough. So we're just going to mix this together, just like this.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're going to take this and put it on top, just like this. Just crumble, and that's why it's a crumble. Okay, we're gonna put it on top like so.
Amanda would be so proud of you right now.
I think she would, or she'd be yelling at me. Could go either way. I'm gonna take a little bit more of that sugar in the raw and put it on there. We're gonna take it into a 425-degree oven for 12 minutes. We're gonna do just like this. And when we come back, we're gonna top that with some really great local ice cream. We're gonna have a glass of wine, and we're gonna enjoy it.
Rick's like, okay. Sign me up for that. Then we gotta let him get back to work. We'll be right back. Stay with us. RC Compounding specializes in preparing affordable and natural hormone replacement therapy just for you.
I have suggested this to so many women because they don't want to take hormones. They can't afford the hormones. I'm living proof. I'm going to be 73 years old and I haven't felt better. When you come in here, you will not get better service.
RC Compounding, we care about your health.
No hot water? Call A to Z Dependable Services. Our fully stocked rapid response water heater specialist will get you back in hot water in no time. A to Z is the only call you need to make. Only A-to-Z.com.
Well, DoCut not only sells the product, but we service them. We have parts and service support for every machine that you buy at DoCut. You are purchasing a machine, it's eventually going to break or need work, and we are here to do that. You don't get that from an online sale or a mass merchant. They just don't have the ability to have the parts and the service. We send our mechanics to school every year. We have 2 Briggs & Stratton master service technicians. There are not many in the country, probably less than 5,000 in the country, and we have 2 at DoCut. And we also have gold certified steel mechanics and numerous certifications in parts and service for every brand that we carry.
So let yourself go to DoCut. Let yourself go to DoCut.
Well, we're back, and this oven of yours, Mark,
I know.
doing its job, right?
Doesn't it smell amazing in here?
It smells great.
You smell the cinnamon, you smell the sugar, the caramelized sugar, you smell the peaches, just wonderful aromas. It just says fall, right?
Let's see what's
so
in
we're going
there.
to open this up.
Let's see what's in there.
So we're just going to pull this out. And this is all nice and happy and bubbly. Look at how that sugar is caramelized really beautifully on top of there. You got the crumb that's melted in, the flours combined with the water and the butter, and you have this beautiful crumble on top now. All right, so now we're gonna even take that to the next level.
Here we go.
And how do you do that?
This is when he really makes it happy.
So you know, I've grown up in this valley for a long time, and to me, Handel's ice cream, hands down, winner chicken dinner. You know what I mean?
There's a reason why.
There is a reason why.
There's a reason why.
And I think the perfect pairing for this, because we have a little textural change, we're going to go with pecan praline.
Okay.
Pecan praline
like
ice cream.
A little
sweet, a little salty. We're going to put that beautiful ice cream on top just like that. And now I'm going to leave it up to you and Rick, because you guys are the honored guests over here, to taste that. And we're going to pair that today with a great wine that we serve at Bistro 1907.
Cheers, bud.
And that is called the Jazz Odyssey, and I get that from my friend Lisa Bunday. And it's going to have some notes of caramelized onion, pear nectar, a little bit of honey, but it's going to be backed up by a little bit of citrus. So it's going to pair with that really, really well. It's going to balance out the sweetness of the crisp.
That's good.
That's some serious.
Is that some serious good stuff?
Cobbler, man.
Okay. So why don't you take a sip with the wine? I'm going to taste a bit.
I'm just gonna eat.
That's perfect with that.
Cheers.
Cheers. Enjoy.
Oh my goodness.
So Rick, what do you have coming up here at Molnar Farms?
So coming up here at the end of the month, September 29th, we've got our Fall Fest craft show, and it kind of kicks off our fall weekend. So we'll have hay rides out to the pumpkin patch. We'll have our corn maze will open up. We'll have our kids' play area opening up, and we're kind of getting everybody in the mood for fall.
I see your famous bundles outside. What are we doing with the bundles this year?
So that's my sister. She's the artist. Our theme this year is Toy Story. So we've got Woody and Jess and Buzz and all the characters from Toy Story out front with our straw bales.
That's fab. And then how long are you going to be open for the rest of the season?
So we're here until the Saturday after Thanksgiving. We'll kind of wrap things up with our Christmas on the Farm craft show.
Well, that's fantastic. Thank you so much for having us out to the farm.
Out.
It's always a great pleasure to come out here.
Yeah, and thank you for giving him such great ingredients all the time.
and that's the thing. I mean, when we talk about Molnar Farms, you're talking about going right from the vine to your table. And how much better is that?
And you appreciate it so much.
I do.
All right,
all right guys.
All right.
Thank you so much.
That's
Enjoy.
That's a wrap.
Ooh, good job, you guys. I am a little jealous, but I bet you're more jealous of what I'm doing today. More Valley Spotlight when we come back.
A to Z Dependable Services now offers walk-in tubs and showers in as little as 1 day. Let us create a safer bathing experience in your bathroom or the shower of your dreams. Call A to Z Dependable Services today for a free estimate or visit us online at onlyatoz.com.
Hills is the low-cost living, anti-inflation department store.
Shop Hills in the Liberty, Lincoln Knolls, and Boardman Plaza's Youngstown, and the Ridgeview Plaza in Warren, and the Hills location in Champion, all open 10 till 10 daily.
Welcome back to Valley Spotlight. Mike is hanging out at Austintown Bounce, and I have some news with Mark Canzanetta. We'll get to that in just a moment, but first, this guy, this gentleman that is so incredibly talented, his name is Patrick Galvin, and if you're a woodworker, you're gonna wanna sit tight and watch this because he is beyond talented. Been waiting for, gosh, Patrick, it feels like I've known of you and your work for a very long time in one context or another, but we finally have you as a guest on Valley Spotlight.
Yes, I've been waiting, and I can probably mention Jeff. He's been telling me to come up and we gotta get Johnny. I was like, okay, I think.
Yes,
so it's been a little nervous, never know. So
he is the man behind all of the displays, those beautiful wood displays for our Papa Canzanetta, our good friends over there. Not only does he do that, but there's so much more to your works of art. And Patrick, it's great to see you. And for people that have no idea what I'm talking about, explain to them what it is that you do and how long you've been doing this.
Basically, I've been just doing a small project of woodworking. Making little snowmen, figurines on wood turning, or making shelves or trays, serving trays, or sometimes recently I've been doing a couple cutting boards. I'm getting into that. So that's where I started, and I have a Facebook website, and Jeff came up to me and said, "Hey, how Jeff is."
We do.
He did. Patrick, you wonderful woodworker. Gives me all. I have a opportunity for you, and so it's like I need shelves, and so I showed him. I said, okay, I can do this, and I gave him a design. Mm-hmm. He liked it, so he said, okay, let's go from there, and I need 3. Okay.
Yeah, and now we're gonna need like 12, but that's neither here nor there, because you just had the first big show of your woodworking career. So PJG WoodWorking is the name of his WoodWorx is the name of your company, and to get ready for a show that just happened this past weekend. Take me through that. Take me through how,
not knowing what to do.
Right, because COVID last year, we didn't have them.
Right, I was ready last year, mentally ready. I was like, okay, let's go do this. And then COVID kicked in, and now I was like, okay, maybe later, some other time. So this came up, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do this one.
Great.
And this show, the third year, they started, actually the year before they only had like 30 vendors and like I think she said about 1,200, 1,300 people, and this year they had 60 plus vendors and twice as many people. So,
Wow.
so it was crazy. So to get ready for it, I've been like, okay, how much stuff do I need? Where do I get it? Who's going to buy what? How do I take credit cards? Stuff like that. There's so much stuff like, okay, and you find out what other people do. Have a tent, tables, and all. And it's like there's things that I went on YouTube. Like, okay, there's actually YouTube that tell you how to get this ready. It's amazing.
Which we're all thankful for in our different kinds
it's like,
of professions.
Okay, this is great. They're going to tell me. I was like, oh, I need that. Oh my gosh, I don't have that. Do I need that? Or it gave me more ideas. Like there's stuff I'm selling or sold that have I wasn't making. I was like, okay, I'm going to try that. Let's see if it sells.
So a lot of this stuff has like different tones of wood. Does that mean it's a different type, or
yes?
All these different things have to come together. We're in your workshop right now. And I have two questions. Are you able to get lumber, and was it crazy expensive? Because that is what we've heard the entire year.
I have a few people like, hey, I got wood sitting here, come get it. So I was able to get planks of wood, come get it, help me out. There's a place out in Canfield that called Baird Brothers, or something. Actually, there's a lot of places that do molding and all that. Well, they have cutoffs. They call them cutoffs, and these guys just sell it. And they, pallets like this tall for real cheap.
That's
like,
great.
Yeah,
so then you take those pieces?
So yeah, and you can probably see way back there, the big pallet, that's the remnants of one pallet, or half a pallet I should say. And I just take the pieces and you a lot of people do it with batches, everything looks the same, where I kind of take each one and okay, this looks good, this looks, which kind of design, so I take a little longer, trying to make each thing, because I try to make them different. I don't want to make each one the same if I can help it.
They are absolutely eye-catching, and they look so quality. And to meet the man behind them, we wish you guys the best of luck. Tell everybody at home, a lot of things are kind of like they're already saying, shopping for the holiday season, and those types of gifts are going to be hard to find this year. So as always, we encourage you to shop local and get in touch with Patrick, because the stuff, the snowmans, the different things for wine accessories, the candle holders, the trays, give them the website.
PJG WoodWorx.com.
Patrick, it was so
and
nice
also
to meet
on
you.
Facebook. Nice
So
meeting you.
nice to meet you.
Yeah, thank you.
Finally.
Yes, finally, yes.
Oh, dreams come true.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you, Patrick, for being here.
Thank you.
Truly one of the nicest guys, I have to admit, and beyond talented. Fred, who is a part of this show and a big part of my life, he's a great woodworker, and they became fast friends. So I have a feeling that Patrick is going to be very busy this holiday season, because his stuff is that nice. All right, Mike Case got a chance to catch up with a good friend of ours, Gino West. If you've heard the word Prepped Wellness, well, it has evolved again. Mike, take it away.
Just working on my skee ball moves here at Austintown Bounce. We first told you Gino West's story, remember? Prepped Wellness. He was working out of a house and he was visiting clients. Well, boy, has he evolved. He's got more people, he's serving more counties, and it's all part of his master plan, including his brand new business. One more, ready? Ah!
You do a restaurant yet? Is it coming? When's the restaurant? I'm like, no, I don't want to do a restaurant, yeah.
Gino West has heard that for a while now, mostly because of the success of his meal prep business, Prepped Wellness.
Oh, yeah. That's full force. That keeps growing like crazy. Like again, just even since the last time we talked, that has expanded beyond I could even dream of. We're covering 5 counties. We're dipping into Allegheny County now.
But he finally took the leap, thanks to one important reason and person.
Well, her, Liz, I mean, honestly, because if she didn't absorb the passion like myself, and I wasn't able to have like a second me per se, then it would have probably been unrealistic. But then with now 2 of me, essentially, us working off each other, it kind of was like, hey babe, should we maybe do this? It's like, yeah, I think it's time,
So welcome to the Cafe by Prepped Wellness, which satisfies people's bellies and his business model.
This enabled now Prepped Wellness to have a face to it, which again is growing both ends. You know, so people that come in the cafe that haven't necessarily heard of the meal prep service now know of the meal prep service. The people that haven't necessarily heard of the cafe that are part of the meal prep now have a place to come and just grab a smoothie, grab a wrap, that, you know what I mean? So it's nice that there's still, because the same mission, the same goal, you know, and then now people on this side of town have, you know, something like this in their lives. You know, they don't necessarily have to, even if they do or not try the meal prep, this is there for them.
Just north of YSU on Elm Street, Gino and Liz remade the whole space while making their own fresh menu.
I guess, you know, the main focal time here is lunch. You know, that's the, like, our peak hours, like 11:30 to 3:30, you know. And people just now can have something really fast and feel good for the rest of their day. And like just the freshness, like the made to order, I really enjoyed. The cooking in front of your face, you know, it's like people see what's going into it and see just the care, you know. It's stuff like that.
And already there are some fan favorites.
The crunchy Asian peanut wrap is like the most, you know, we house make everything, you know, like our tangy peanut sauce, tahini, you know, Caesar, I mean, the whole 9 yards, everything's kind of house made up, you know. And so the crunchy Asian peanut wrap, you can get that with like chicken, shrimp, or tofu. And then the sesame noodle bowl. And then now I put my pad thai on because people kept asking for it. So it's like I make this like awesome, authentic like pad thai. And people just like rave, yeah. So it's always the Asian fusion stuff, like, you know. So we have the build your own bowl or build your own wrap. So you can literally pick whatever you want. So it's like I always say, it's like, okay, we have our cafe signatures. Those are like the go-tos. But if you're kind of picky or kind of want to be creative, you can just go to the checkoff sheet, you know, and just kind of create whatever you want.
And wash it down with one of their very popular smoothies.
Everything's fruit-based. You know, everything's either with unsweetened almond milk, orange juice, or like, you know, coconut water. You know, so it's like that fresh. So the smoothie bar is just it's very, very popular. It's amazing because people are getting really, really fresh smoothies. You know, that are completely 100% whole food. The whole premise to the smoothie bar, you know, was how clean and how tasty can this be without any junk in it? Because there's so much, you know, that falsified, you know, mismarketing, and it's like you're getting not whole food, you're getting chemicals that taste like whole food, but here it's like all whole food, you know, plant-based proteins that are just non-GMO, organic, like just fresh ingredients.
Gino and Liz say they're working through their master plan, so there's still some room to grow.
This is just the beginning of like the second and a half phase. Fresh, clean, healthy, delicious, fast, convenient, you know, cost effective. Again, it's like the meal prep with the cafe and like the restaurant, it's like they kind of, the vision is kind of intermingled. We have a great relationship with YSU. So, and this area needs something like this. So it's like, yeah. So for right now, we're gonna keep pumping this up, keep feeding heads. You know, I love to feed people. So that's my thing. So yeah.
The Cafe by Prepped Wellness is just north of YSU a little bit on Elm Street. Make sure you check them out for lunch. I did have that Thai food wrap. Oh my gosh, it was so good, and my mom really enjoyed the chicken wrap as well. So anyhow, check them out. Let's check out Lauren, see what's going on over there.
Good to see Gino and good to see people supporting good businesses right here on Valley Spotlight. We wish him all the best. We'll be right back from Bistro 1907 and Austintown Bounce.
At RC Compounding, their team of pharmacists specialize in erectile dysfunction therapies that don't have to cost an arm and a leg.
It's becoming more and more comfortable to talk about these things. And we're not doctors, but we're pharmacists. But you can call and talk to us and we will tailor something to you. We will reach out to your doctor. We'll collaborate with you, collaborate with your doctor. We compound a specific drug for a specific patient.
RC Compounding, we care about your health.
Salt Me as a company. that produces products that are made out of Himalayan sea salt. I have a love affair with Himalayan sea salt. And as an ear, nose, and throat doctor, the most important thing for me is that the products are going to be effective and that they're going to be safe for patients. So I make products that help sinus conditions, and I make products that are going to be good for the skin and good for the body. And all of them are made of Himalayan sea salt.
At Salvatore's Italian Grill, we know that part of eating healthier is eating fresh foods. So we always use the freshest meats, seafood, and produce.
Eat fresh, stay healthy.
Papa Canzonetta's peppers, recipe established in 1975. A family secret is now yours to share with the people who add spice to your life. Choose from mild and hot versions, plus our famous original blend too. They're the perfect punch for any dish, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We've got the recipes to prove it. Just follow us on Facebook, order online at papacans.com and pick your peck. Papacans.com, order 6 jars or more and qualify for free shipping. We like it hot. We're glad you do too.
Well, I always like stories about people that have a business that I'm thinking, why didn't I think of that? And also, good for them. Well, here's a story about a young lady from not too far away who's still kind of building her business resume, who started her own business and couldn't do it without some very special friends.
This is my business. This is the dream. This is the dream.
Annabelle Himes is living the dream, thanks to a few of her friends. Some are super friends.
Hey, I'm Captain America, and I love to fight crime.
Hi, I'm Spider-Man. I'm just your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
And some are very regal.
Hi, I'm Belle, and I love to read. Hi, I'm Anna from Arendelle, and I love chocolate. Hi, I'm Sleeping Beauty, and I slept for 100 years and just woke up.
Hi, I'm Barbie, and my favorite color is pink.
Hello, I'm Moana from Motunui, and I love sailing the seas.
Now I have 15 people who work for me, from superheroes, princesses, any character you can think of, LOL dolls, Harry Potter, Toy Story, anything you can think of. So when I was 16 years old, someone asked me to be a princess for Daddy-Daughter Dance, and I loved it. And they asked me to come back the next year. And I'm like, wow, I really like this. I should start a business. And not thinking it would turn into this, I just kind of did it for fun, extra cash on the side, maybe every month or so dress up as a princess. And then a year later, it turned into my full-time job.
Annabelle is only 19, but she's been in this business for 3 years. Plus, she attends college at YSU.
You know what, I'm always in my business classes thinking, wow, I already learned this from running a business, like learning what an LLC is and, you know, sole proprietorships and things like that. I already learned that. At 17 years old, I had an LLC.
It may seem simple, but it's been big business.
It is good business. You know, nowadays people spend thousands on birthday parties. It's crazy. I remember when I was little, I got, you know, some cake and ice cream and a family party at the house, or, you know, maybe a trip to Disney on Ice with a few friends or something like that. But now people spend thousands in parties.
Meet part of the team. Annabelle has 15 performers, as she calls them, and all of them love what they do.
It is kind of unreal to me because it's honestly a job that I love to do. It doesn't even feel like a job to me because it's something that I love to do, seeing the kids' faces light up, or me being able to talk to a kid and they're just so happy.
The business has grown like Anna's love for Christoph. And speaking of Frozen, the main character is the main draw for Annabelle.
So we started with one Elsa costume. Now we have 5. And we have 5 Elsas on the weekends sometimes, going up to parties all day at the same time.
And when they get to a party, that's when the magic happens.
You don't know the kid, but they know that you're Captain America, that you're Spider-Man or something like that. So they feel like they really have a special connection with you. And that's something that's so special to me.
Sometimes the parents don't tell the kids that we're coming, so they'll open the door and the kids' faces will be like lit up in big surprise and they'll be like, Belle! And it's so cute and so nice to see them. And I remember being little and having that same reaction when I went to Disney World. So it's really special to have that.
The performers have to remember a couple of things. First, you better know your stuff when it comes to your character.
When I first started out, before I went to any parties, I kind of looked up Captain America, what kind of descriptions does he have and stuff like that, and the kids would help me out if I had any other questions along the way.
Yeah, they're good, aren't they?
Yeah, they are good. They know a lot about their favorite superheroes or any princess or character.
I know Elsa like the back of my hand. I know everything about Elsa, and the things I don't know about Elsa, the kids will remind me about. Like, Elsa, where's your ice horse today? You know, we gotta come up with stuff on the spot.
Second, they're serving the community. The company does plenty of fundraising in our area.
So by booking a party through Heroes and Tiaras, you're not supporting us, you're supporting everyone else throughout the community as well.
And maybe most important, the kids come first.
It's just an awesome feeling to get them to break out of their shell. You see that a lot at the beginning of the party. They'll be really shy, and towards the end they're talking to you, telling you about your day, telling you about their day, telling you about their school life, their friends, all that stuff.
All you gotta do is I've learned to get on their level and be like one with them, and they'll warm up to you, and it's honestly the best feeling once they do, because you know that they feel safe with you, which is so special to me.
It makes it all worth it, and it reminds me of why I do this and why I started it and why I love it. I never wake up in the morning and say I have to go to work. I say I get to go to work today. Never have I woken up and said I have to go to work.
And just like these party rooms, I mean, booking is at a premium, and they'll come to you. They travel all the way to Columbus, so give them a try. Heroes and Tiaras, they'll help make your birthday party or whatever event really something special.
What a great story, Mike. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, Kelly Warren and I are going to talk about something that it's kind of a testy subject these days. We're going to talk about schools, you know, different rules, different places, all the above, and especially what you have to deal with when it comes time to move your whole family. Well, this week on Home Advantage with Kelly Warren. Hi, Kel.
Hi.
Back to school.
All the moms are like,
right?
Yay.
Oh my gosh, it literally cannot come soon enough. But we've made it through an interesting summer.
We have.
And you have another interesting property that it's so big and so different and so usable space. I just love it.
Thank you.
I couldn't love it anymore. All right, so when we're talking about back to school stuff and when people are planning on moving, it's always a good idea to do it before the school year actually starts.
Well, you know, you can do it different ways, but school districts are such a huge important factor in when you're buying a school. So to move over the summer and be in a place before back to school is a great idea. But you know, that's not always how life works. So to be able to move mid-year, a lot of our districts locally have open enrollment, so maybe your kid could start school there first. Or kids are young, they're resilient. If you got to switch schools mid-year, you do what you got to do. They'll be fine.
Yes, you do. And there's, like you said, you know, school districts are so important when it comes to the property values and all of those things. And you know, our schools do their very, very best. But when you see ones that pop up in certain areas when it comes to the school district, my guess is they go like that.
Yes, yeah. Certain school districts are very popular and the houses do sell immediately. And then there's kind of our little sleeper communities where maybe the schools aren't the hot button schools, but they're great local people. They're small districts, and they're really wonderful for raising homes and families and children, and you know. And then of course, along with back to school comes back to homework, and where are you going to put the kids?
Right, and to be able to manage putting a meal together, or for me, just putting one in the microwave, and still being
Picking up the pizza.
Taking out the pizza from the night before, and still being able to have a place where they can do work and you can keep an eye on both things is just, I would imagine it's such a gift.
Yep, and I know my kids are in different ages and different schools. You know, I've got college, high school, middle school, we're all over the place these days, but to have you know, a home office to send the big ones to, and maybe to have the basement space to, okay, you can work on your own, go ahead and self-manage that, and then to be able to watch the little ones while they're asking spelling words and stuff like that. This is a great property to do all of those things.
My gosh, she's so good. She's so good. How many kids were in your graduating class in high school?
Just about 200.
200?
Yeah,
I had 1,000.
Wow,
I didn't even know the people sitting next to me. So you were right. When it comes to these smaller districts and things like that, it becomes becomes not just, a school district, it's kind of like a family
It
district.
is, yeah.
Which I think is an important thing to say. But if people are interested in this home, hopefully it's still on the market, because I have a feeling it's going to sell very, very quickly. Tell everybody at home exactly where we're located and where they can find it, because you got that website.
Yep, we're at 1020 Sharon Hogue Road, and of course you can find all the pictures and details online at kellysoldit.com.
Or call or text at
330-717-2689.
You're so good at this, Kel. It's
Thanks.
good to see you, and happy
too.
back to school,
Yay.
Mama.
Nice job, ladies. Now all we have to do is get our kids to actually do their homework, which is always a concern and a struggle over at our house. All right, well, check out Kelly's offices both in Boardman and now in Howland Warren as well. Lauren, over to you.
Yes, Mike, she is a wonderful lady and a wealth of information for us, as always. All right, at the very beginning of the show, I mentioned this person who I said was singularly one of the most inspirational people I have ever met, and that is the truth. His honesty, his integrity, it's just something that you don't find. And a lot of times saying the truth isn't all that easy. But for this person, he's gonna guide you down a path that's going to help you do the same thing. It's really amazing.
Nate's story is one that many people would never want to tell the truth about if it were their story. After all, the truth about oneself is sometimes hard to admit out loud. And for some reason, we tend to believe people cannot change.
So growing up, we were the poor family. We didn't have a whole lot. My parents they were kids trying to raise kids. And some of their broken mindsets were passed down to us. And I knew that when I went away to college, I wanted to try and create a new life for myself. But I found myself being drawn into the party scene, and that's when I was first introduced to drugs and alcohol. And I had a really good time. It was really, really fun until it wasn't.
4 years later, Nate Dukes found himself no closer to any of his goals. He could no longer hide from who he had become.
And what started out as a weekend fun experience turned into a full-blown drug addiction at age 19, 20, and 21. But there was still this driver inside of me that wanted to build and create, and through a series of events I was able to start a couple businesses and became what I would consider mildly successful. I didn't have a ton of money, but I was doing okay for myself. And but the problem was that I had business partners, and I had also this secret drug addiction that nobody knew about.
Slowly, his life unraveled. His business partners walked away. He either spent money on his amphetamines or his gambling addiction. He found himself right where he started, living with his parents, trying to get away.
I ended up walking around my parents' apartment complex, looking for anything that I could get my hand on to take, to sell, to feed the addiction on the inside. And I ended up finding the keys to one of the cars that I had opened up. And I thought to myself in this moment, maybe this is a chance to escape this life, because this is not what I wanted. But when you find yourself in the wrong place, with the wrong headspace, you never know what is possible.
Nate stole that car and headed to Dallas to stay with a friend. He made it to Tennessee, and that's exactly where he stayed for the following 6 months.
The weight of all those decisions sat on my chest like a ton of bricks. And so I was taken to Cheatham County Jail, where I spent 6 months of my life. And there was this really powerful moment that I had where I felt like I cried out to God and said, if it's possible to change, I want to, because this is not the life that I want to live anymore. And when I got out of jail, my little sister, she invited me to Russ City Church, and I said, I'm not interested. No, thank you. But she said, it's better than anything else you've been doing for a while. So why don't you give it a shot?
His sister was right.
She saw this place as a solution for me. And so I walked in a very messy person, but I'm thankful that there were people there who were willing to get messy with me. And one of those people was Pastor Brad, and he became more of like a mentor in my life, who kind of started poking on some things that I didn't want him to poke on. And you know, a good mentor will take you places that you don't want to go, but that you desperately need to go. And he suggested that I go through Rust City College, which was a 2-year program that it's a ministry program that will help develop leaders. And it taught me how to lead people, it taught me how to communicate, it taught me how to become a better version of myself.
Less than 4 years later, Nate is the leader of Rust City's more than 200 volunteers and community outreach programs. He and his wife Jenna continue to build a life surrounded by change. In their spare time, they have made a good team as they move into and update rental properties.
Fast forward through all of that, my life looks very, very different. So I got married last year to the love of my life. Her name's Jenna. She's absolutely amazing. We bought our first home, and we're looking at actually considering getting a second one where we might be able to actually raise kids.
Change can be hard, and that's why Nate's first book is dedicated to it.
But the thing that I'm really proud of right now is this book that this project that I've been working on for 18 months. It's called You'll Never Change. It's the same thought that I had while I was sitting in the back of that cop car. You're never gonna change, this is your life now. And I wrote this book for anybody who feels like their life is too messy to change, or they feel like, man, I don't know how to create a vision for my future, or I know that there's something more inside of me, but I don't know how to pull it out. And so I'm very thankful now that I get to help and guide people on how to create their own version of a comeback. Because just because you've made some mistakes doesn't mean that you are one, and who you were is not who you are.
You'll Never Change made it to #1 on Amazon in its category.
It was a really, really cool moment for me. You know, I'm just this chubby kid from Ohio, and so it's really special for that to happen. But also too, I've been on this podcast tour lately where I've been on almost 50 podcasts in the last 3 months. And I get to go to different recovery centers and rehab facilities, and I get to share my message with people who are messy right now, who are broken right now, and who need hope more than anything. And so I actually get to give this book away for free, not as a gift from me, but I partner with different individuals and people who actually want to pay it forward. So I've developed a Pay It Forward program where someone can buy a book for someone that they've never met before. And when I get to hand these books to people, you should see their reaction, because I say this isn't from me, but this is from someone who's never met you, but also believes in you.
How about him? You know Nate.
I do.
I know you know Nate.
He's a great guy.
What a story and what a book. And
Yeah.
I would have brought you
He's
one,
such
but I
a
already
great
gave it
presence
away.
over at Rust City. Just really inspirational, his story, everything about him. He's had a long journey.
And more people need to be honest about those kinds of things. Is what I
We all
think.
have our dark issues that we've had in the past, and we've worked them through, and now we're at a different level.
And you, my friend, the reason that we're closing out this show and that we're here today is because I literally wanted to congratulate you on The Sopranos being here.
You know what?
The Sopranos from HBO. Big show.
Big show. One of the biggest shows in the history of television.
And one of the best.
It really was. It was. And it was like, it's kind of similar to My Italian Family, except we didn't whack people out.
There, you said it. They didn't do that.
We didn't do that.
But having that kind of presence, and I mean, millions of people have watched that show, literally millions of times.
In their podcasts that they do,
right?
Michael and Steve do. They get 300 plus subscribers for one podcast.
It's crazy.
They've had 20 million views, and they only have 6 shows left. If you get a chance to watch it on YouTube, it's fantastic.
It really is. It's called Talking Sopranos.
Yes.
That's the YouTube. But they were here.
Yes, they were. They were over at Packard Music Hall.
They were, and you went to the show and
went to the show. Well, I found out they were here from the Bellman. Isaiah, thank you, Isaiah. Way to be big heads up. So he said the Sopranos want coffee. I'm like, okay, we're gonna bring them some coffee.
Right. I think we'll get right on that.
Yeah. Well, we did a little bit more than that for them, of course.
Yes, you did. They ate here.
They ate here.
And we've had 350 some odd shares and counting on Facebook, which means so many people have seen these images, Mark, that we figured we'd talk about it on the show.
Well, you know what? It was just one of those things that was pure serendipity. We didn't expect them to stay here, and they chose this hotel over other hotels.
Very
and
cool.
that was great. And they came in, and they were just gentlemen through and through. I mean, they were definitely, ball breakers. Can I say that on TV?
I think you can. I think it's allowed. But They ate and they enjoyed the focaccia, you said?
They enjoyed the focaccia, they had the risotto balls, they had the meatballs, they had the crab avocado salad. You know, Michael's a vegan, so he tried to watch what he was eating. He had the fork and knife Caesar, and then the next morning he had the vegan gluten-free waffle. So.
Which is such a big hit. And
huge hit.
More fall recipes that are vegan and gluten-free coming this fall, right?
Coming not just to the website, but they're coming to Bistro 1907.
We love to hear that, and we're just so proud of you. And I really have to say, like, we're going to have to do like this wall of fame for you at some point.
I've just been blessed to be around a bunch of very, very cool people. You know, most people, even though with their success and with the things that come with it, the problems that come with it, the fans, I mean, you know, when the Beach Boys were here, they had their fans out front, and when the Sopranos were here, they had the fans over there in the windows and over here waiting for them, and a guy standing here at the desk that was buying them drinks. And, you know, with that comes, you know, you have to be very cool with it. And, you know, Guy Fieri, who I work for, is one of the best at that. And he was really good at being nice to everybody no matter what they wanted from you.
That's really great to hear.
Yeah.
I'm so glad to hear that, because I was not at that show that night. We were at a Phantoms hockey game, which was a blowout and so much fun for the family. I have to say that. We were not there, and I was so jealous. Fred and I were like,
oh, my brother-in-law, he was like freaking out and jealous.
All the nights.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And I'm seeing it like happening over his phone, and I'm like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And there's so many tens of thousands of people who have shared your stuff online. So thank you for that. That was so cool.
You know, I'm just a kid from the west side of Warren. I've had these great opportunities that I've been able to be a part of, and great, you know, people that I've been around my whole life, my whole career. And, you know, like I said, I'm just a kid from 2410 Parkwood Drive on the west side of Warren.
All right, we're going to send it over to Mike Case and close out this edition of Valley Spotlight. Mike, I'll send it to you.
All right, Mike.
Lauren, what do you think? It turns out I'm super good at skee ball. Who knew? It's just an underhand throw. Thank you again to Harold Porter, who was nice enough to drop by today. We appreciate you letting us come over. And of course, the co-owner, Bruce Shepis, who is wearing the microphone so he gets to talk.
All right.
We're getting to the end of the summertime nice weather. I would think this is the busy time for you folks coming up, right?
It is. So this is our prime season going into the winter, and we're going to be busy. Fortunately, we're open 7 days a week.
Right.
Check out austintownbounce.com or our Facebook page for specials and for our hours.
And put this in the back of your mind. If there's a snow day,
yeah, we open up early. We open up usually around 11 a.m. to noon. Just check the Facebook page, and school's closed. We're open for business.
And I wanted to mention one more time about the hours and the $2 Tuesdays, too, because I think that's a really fun deal for the kids.
Definitely. So we're open 7 days a week, 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. On the weekends, we're open up longer in the morning until the late night.
Okay.
Check out the Facebook page and the website. It's $9 admission during the week, except Tuesdays. Our favorite day, Harold's favorite day, is $2 Tuesday.
Was that Harold's brainstorm?
Actually, it was mine.
Okay. Well, that's got like you're admitting it. That's good. Well, thanks again for having us. We appreciate it.
Yes.
At the end of our show, we always do a retro-mercial. So we had some superheroes on today. So we thought back, and I remembered a commercial for a Batman. Remember how Batman had the utility belt?
Yes.
And he had a cool walkie-talkie to talk with. So here's an old Batman walkie-talkie retro-mercial to kind of end the show. Thank you again for having us. We really appreciate it. Good job, you guys.
Thanks.
All right, see you again on Valley Spotlight. Enjoy your Sunday, everybody.
Batman here. What's up, Robin? It's the Joker. I found his hiding place. Let's surround him. Okay.
The Batman and Robin Batcoders, walkie-talkies that transmit and receive. 9-volt batteries not included.
When I press the danger signal, charge. I got your signal. Let's go. Come on out, Joker. No tricks.
The Batman and Robin Batcoders with fold-up antenna, alarm button, and danger signal. By Mego.
If you like this video, subscribe to Valley Spotlight on YouTube and be sure to click on the notifications bell so you know when we've got some new stuff. You also can like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and subscribe to us on Vimeo or our Roku channel.